There are times in life when we feel extremely stressful. It either we are doing something new, for example, we have started the high school, or we have found a new job, or we get a new project. It doesn't matter. It's something new that is required a lot from us, a lot to learn, a lot to experience, and we just don't know how to juggle all of that, or we are trying, but it's required a lot of our attention. So at that moment when we are overwhelmed, we are so stressed out, I want you to let you know that it's quite normal. That is, metaphorically speaking, as if you were swimming before in a kid's swimming pool. There's floaties around and another kids, perhaps playing some balls and standing under mushrooms and having fun. But right now, you're in a bigger swimming pool with no floaties and other people are around. Or even worse, you are standing in the ocean and a wave of new information are coming over you. And what do we do when the wave of new project, new activities, something new is constantly rushing toward you? You are used to stand. You just can, you thought that you can stand because you're big enough, but it's keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. So what do you do? What people usually do when they coming into the ocean and there are waves who are hitting them. If wave is big enough, what they do is they take a breath and usually they dive under the wave, isn't it? To get on the other side. It's impossible to resist, think about it. And if the wave is bigger than you, it will hit you hard. If you're trying to run away, it will get you. Most likely, it's much faster than you're running, especially if it's a big distance. It's a shore where it's a long distance between the wave where you can swim and the safe shore area. So most likely you won't be able to run. This is the same happening with our emotions. When we feel overwhelmed inside, we need to take a deep breath. Remember what you do before you dive under the water. You're taking a deep breath in and out. You're starting breathing. By the way, this is one of the mindfulness technique. What does it mean, being mindful? It means that your mind is full, but full of what? When we are stressed out, our mind is full of worries. What was it? What is going to happen? What should I do? It's about either past or future, and there are multitude of variation of future. And we tend to be scared by the bad outcome. So our brain likes us to tell you, oh, you know what? Do you remember last time? How was it? We are not doing this. It's probably very bad, so we are not going there, because your mind is keeping you, trying to keep you safe. But if you are doing something new, you have to take a breath, either breathing. There are breathing techniques in mindfulness. When you breathe through your sensations, breathe through everything that comes ups and down through you. Or there is another technique. You pick it up, a pen, and you start it, or even just doing with yourself. You basically have senses. So remember, does it has any smell? What color is it? So you see that, yeah? So what color is it? What shape? Is it dark or bright? So you're starting paying attention on here and now. Does it has any sound? Texture, touched it. You need to touch one of the senses, isn't it? So we listen what is going on to around. Or if you do it with yourself, it's better, but it's a little bit hard for people who are just trying out. They kind of close their eyes. They started with breath. Then they listen to their heart. They kind of see what's going on with their hands, if they are sweaty, dry. Are they comfortable or not? How comfortable are your shoulders? How comfortable are your legs? What you're doing, instead of your head being full of thoughts, you're bringing attention to here and now at the moment. Past, you cannot change. Future is unknown. You're here and now. So you're changing your mind full of now. And you kind of getting back into your body from your head through your emotions. You're getting back to feeling yourself here now inside of yourself. And that is technique that like the people who are practicing mindfulness, coming back to themselves instead of running, remember, from the wave or trying to resist the wave. So just standing and breathing through, allowing this wave as they're diving into themselves and then allowing this wave of emotion to get through them. But they don't do this with the head, because our head, in our thoughts, in our head, this is like a waterfall. It's running water through you. And when it's run, it can run for a long, long time. So your task is to pass the waterfall, to dive underneath of thoughts to your body sensations, and trying to like noticing your breath, noticing your what is going on with your eyes, with what you hear, coming back to yourself, to your senses. And doing that is very calming. If it's hard to do at the moment, but this is ideal what you do, you you can also do journaling. Journaling is easier to start. You do this yourself, the same thing. You journal your thoughts. You just keep writing, because what you're doing, you're kind of legalizing what is going on inside yourself. You're kind of letting them free and you're ending them. If inside of them, this is like a whirlpool. If you are putting them on paper, you're legalizing they are kind of out of you. So you have more free space from yourself. That is a good metaphor, an idea for you to understand while writing is actually helping you to offload this emotions that are inside of you. Then there is also a way to reset through the body, and ideally you do both. You, for your emotional well-being, you're working with an emotions, but there is also a way to run it out, just to go for a jogging, maybe dancing, maybe jumping on your feet, like do something from your body, because it doesn't matter how you reset. It's just you're more connected and you will feel better. Before I started to doing mindfulness in the sort of breath work or journaling, I actually was doing just running, and I felt much better, because you're basically taking headphones, putting music on that you like, that makes you bring you joy, and you run. And body is tiring out, and the good music takes the space of the thoughts, and you're resetting from this. Preferably two, both mind and body, but at least start with one, and you will feel way better than you are feeling right now. Stay healthy.